A new intern at the hospital claimed that she had excellent medical skills even without anesthesia. Her treatments never caused any pain. The truth was that she had transferred her patients' pain to me. After she went viral, many patients rushed to the hospital to see her. Some of them even had to bid for a slot to receive surgery from her. However, I was in excruciating pain due to all the surgeries she had carried out. I could no longer work and received complaints from the patients. In the end, the hospital fired me. I gradually discovered that I even experienced some of the side effects of the surgeries she had carried out on her patients. My hair started to fall and I became as thin as a skeleton. Even walking caused me excruciating pain. I went to the hospital to question her. Everyone thought that I was jealous of her and that I had gone crazy. She calmly put on her surgical gloves as she faced my wrath. Please don't make a scene. I'm about to conduct brain surgery on the daughter of the wealthiest man in the city. I don't have time for your nonsense. After she entered the operating theater for 5 minutes, I suddenly suffered from an aneurysm and died on the spot. When I opened my eyes again, I had been transported back to the day when she had gone viral. I took out all my savings and bid for one of her treatment slots. I'd like to try your painless gastroscopy. Are you kidding me? The new intern at the hospital, Dahlia Smith, sized me up with disdain. A chill ran down my spine, but I forced myself to be calm and held my gaze. I also have gastritis. I'd like to try your painless gastroscopy. Dahlia had claimed that she could carry out painless treatment and surgery on her first day at the hospital. She then immediately conducted a bone marrow aspiration on a patient. Dahlia did not use any anesthetics. Even the way she did it was wrong. I was terrified, but the patient did not react to the procedure. After a while, the procedure was complete, but I suddenly felt pain in my right leg. Bone soon. I collapsed to the floor and could not move. On top of that, Dahlia snatched my scheduled surgery from me. That was the start of her success. She was promoted from an intern to a chief physician very quickly. Meanwhile, I was suffering from pain in the hospital bed that day. My legs hurt and I felt a burning sensation in my heart. I even had a gastric perforation that caused bleeding in my stomach. I had always been the top performer in my hospital, so the hospital director personally examined me after he heard that I was ill. However, he discovered that I was physically fine and his expression turned cold. Charlene Anderson, I know you've been assigned a lot more tasks recently, but we only did that because we value your importance, yet you're pretending to be sick and leaving your tasks to an intern. You've truly disappointed me. When I tried to speak, I felt a sharp pain in my throat. The surgical schedule showed that Dahlia was examining a patient with laryngitis right then. How could there be such a coincidence? It was hard for me to not connect the dots. However, in my last life, no matter how I tried to explain, my colleagues and patients refused to believe me. My eyes turned dark with anguish when I thought about it. In this life, I could never act rashly and alert her in advance. I needed to learn the truth to prevent the same tragedy from happening again. As I had predicted, Dahlia rejected my request for a gastroscopy with a sneer. Charlene, we both know whether you're really here for an examination or to secretly learn my skills. If you don't leave, I'll stand here until you leave. Then you'll be responsible for delaying treatment for the other patients. Hearing this, the other patients who had fought to get an appointment with her immediately started complaining. You're a doctor too. When you examine us, you usually just tell us to bear with the pain. Why can't you bear with your own pain? I'm pretty sure you earn quite a lot. You can just get a capsule endoscopy. Why are you wasting our time? A middle-aged woman suddenly rushed forward to slap me. My son's been feeling pain in his chest the whole afternoon. If something happens to him, I'll make you pay. She opened the floodgates with her actions, and the other patients rushed forward to hit me too. During this time, Dahlia had already brought her first patient into the operating theater. After a while, I felt extreme pain in my chest. It felt like my heart was being poked by a pair of forceps multiple times. I abruptly fell to the floor and accidentally hit my head against a chair. Blood oozed out immediately, and the patients quickly stepped away from me after that. This doctor is trying to fake an accident. How immoral. We merely hit you. We didn't punch you in your chest. Don't blame that on us. Just when I was about to faint, I heard a young boy saying, "Mommy, Dr. Dahlia's amazing. I didn't feel any pain earlier, and it's completely stopped hurting." Everyone immediately surrounded Dahlia and left me lying on the floor. Very soon, the patients entered her operating theater one by one. I started to feel pain all over my body before falling unconscious. When I woke up again, I was in a hospital ward. My best friend, Peggy Lee, was looking concerned beside me. I immediately asked her to take her cell phone out because she was one of the patients Dahlia had treated earlier. I had expected Dahlia to stop me from observing her when she was administering her treatment, so I asked Peggy to bring a pinhole camera along. The footage I saw shocked me. Peggy was not ill, and she had just twisted her ankle a while ago. Dahlia did not even run an x-ray before she decided to set Peggy's leg. She immediately set her leg without any anesthesia. My temples were throbbing at the sight of it. The fact that it was a medical malpractice to not administer anesthesia aside, the method she used was also wrong. She was doing things haphazardly. I struggled to get up and realized that I had no strength in my right ankle. When I tried to move, it went numb. I grabbed Peggy's hand and asked, "Did you feel anything when she set your leg? Does your leg hurt?" It was then that Peggy sighed. "I was about to tell you." She was moving my leg around carelessly, but my leg seemed to have lost its sense of pain. I didn't feel a thing. I noticed that she wasn't even touching the area where I twisted my ankle, but that's what makes it truly strange. My ankles fully recovered. I lay on the bed and felt extremely uncomfortable. I could only comb through the information before me out of pure determination. Dahlia could seemingly transfer the patient's pain and surgical side effects to me. However, no medical equipment could detect the harm I endured. Since I was the host of this pain, Dahlia could not examine and perform surgery on me, hence she rejected me. My brain was mush. How could something so weird happen? Suddenly, I thought of something and immediately submitted my resignation letter to the hospital director. He looked at the resignation letter on his desk and tapped the table with his fingers without a word. After a while, he looked at me with a frown of disappointment. "Just because I said that you were faking your illness, you're resigning? Isn't it the same as what Dahlia said, that her fast-tracked promotion threatened you, so you're threatening me with your resignation?" Immediately after, he stamped on the paper and asked me to leave. At the same time, there was a new post on the hospital's social media profile. It was to congratulate Dahlia on her promotion to deputy director. Many patients commented and praised her, while some spoke negatively about me. Someone even uploaded a video of me falling to social media. How is there a doctor like this? She's despicable. By snatching patients from another doctor, she's actually causing delays to the patient's treatments. All of a sudden, everyone was criticizing me. They said that I did not have morals or skills. As such, I was jealous of others. Someone even found my phone number number and home address. They ended up sending me knives and photos of disfigurement. I could only move to Peggy's home at that point. I did not care about my reputation. Looking at the surgical schedule that Peggy had brought me, my palms turned sweaty from nervousness. The next day, Dahlia was about to conduct surgery on a patient's stomach. I had already resigned, so I was no longer at the hospital. I wanted to see if she could still transfer the pain to me. The next day, Peggy turned on the camera after she saw the exact time. I was sitting on my bed and waiting for my alarm to ring at 10 a.m. When the alarm rang, I realized that I did not feel anything. I immediately burst into tears. I thought I had discovered the medium of transference, that I had to be in the hospital for it to happen. However, 5 minutes later, I started to convulse with pain. It was as if someone was lighting my stomach on fire. It was excruciating. I felt needles piercing through my skin, and my forehead was covered in sweat. At this point, I did not even have the energy to scream. Sometime later, I could taste blood coming up my throat. I could not help but throw up. Peggy placed her cell phone on a tripod and immediately helped me. She stuffed some painkillers into my mouth, but they did not work. Half an hour later, the pain finally subsided a little. However, I could not really eat anything. I kept experiencing acid reflux and felt extremely uncomfortable. Just then, I received a news notification on my cell phone, so I clicked on it. A patient prepares to eat immediately after stomach surgery. This medical genius is saving the masses. The middle-aged man who had just undergone stomach surgery appeared energetic. He even drank 2 bottles of hard liquor in front of the reporters. His face was flushed as he laughed. Dr. Dahlia is a real genius. She didn't even administer anesthetics when she operated on me, and I'm fine. Some other hospitals told me that I had to go on a liquid diet for a few months, but Dr. Dahlia said that even if I get sick again, she'll still be able to treat me.